As we grow older, the foods we once enjoyed freely can gradually shift from being harmless to either quietly undermining our health or becoming essential allies in maintaining vitality, mental clarity, and independence. In this segment, we're diving deep into the world of nuts, some that can subtly disrupt your heart, digestion, and energy, and others that can actually enhance your brain function, bone strength, and overall longevity. You'll learn about 4 types of nuts that older adults would be wise to limit or avoid, and 4 that deserve a regular spot in your daily meals. These small dietary choices can add up to a major impact on your quality of life, how you move, think, and feel every day. Stay tuned, your future self will thank you. Part 1, The Silent Saboteurs, Nuts That May Work Against Your Health. It often starts innocently, just a handful of something small and crunchy, the kind of snack you stash in a jar on the counter, a bowl in the living room, or a small bag tucked into your purse. For many seniors, nuts are the go-to snack, easy, portable, and often considered a health-conscious choice. They're praised for their healthy fats and protein, and often recommended for heart health. But after years of observing the subtle shifts in my older patients, from low afternoon energy and bloating to poor sleep, another narrative began to unfold. Not all nuts are as healthy as they appear. Some, depending on how they're prepared or consumed, can quietly interfere with your well-being. The changes they trigger are often gradual, a dip in energy here, a bit of digestive discomfort there, or even an unexpected change in how your medications work. Let's talk about 4 specific nuts. They're not inherently harmful, but they're frequently misunderstood and misused, especially by older adults who are doing their best to eat well. This isn't about fear or shame. It's about clarity, the kind of insight that can help us age not just longer, but better. Example, salted roasted cashews, the golden trap. There's something irresistibly smooth and rich about cashews. They're soft, creamy, and feel like a guilt-free indulgence. Often viewed as a healthier option than cookies or chips, they're a staple in both senior residences and everyday households. But appearances can be misleading, especially when salt and heat come into play. Salted, roasted cashews may seem harmless, but they can pose hidden dangers for older adults. A single handful can contain more than 200 milligrams of sodium, an amount that might not seem alarming unless you consider that a 75-year-old's kidneys don't filter sodium like they did decades earlier. Excess sodium isn't just about high blood pressure, it can lead to bloating, fluid retention, and increased strain on an aging heart. And roasting? It does more than just enhance texture. High heat processing can destroy many of the nut's natural enzymes, stripping away part of what made them nutritious in the first place. The hidden costs of everyday nuts, what older adults need to know. Some enzymes once found in raw nuts play a vital role in helping our bodies break down and absorb nutrients. But when these enzymes are stripped away, often through high heat roasting, digestion becomes more difficult. For seniors with naturally slower metabolisms or sensitive digestive systems, this can lead to bloating, discomfort, or low-grade inflammation. Yet these symptoms often go unnoticed or are casually dismissed. My stomach's just a little off today. But perhaps the most overlooked danger isn't physical, it's psychological. These nuts are packaged and promoted as a health food, which leads many to overindulge without second thought. I've seen countless older adults snack absent-mindedly on handfuls of cashews, believing they're making a healthier choice, swapping chips for something seemingly more nutritious. In reality, they may be exchanging one problem for another, one that causes silent, slow deterioration. Peanuts, the common culprit in disguise. Despite being classified as legumes, peanuts have cemented their place in our diets, from snack packs on airplanes to jars of peanut butter in nearly every home. Their familiarity gives a false sense of safety. But for seniors, that trust can be misplaced. Peanuts grow underground in warm, damp conditions, an environment that makes them prone to developing aflatoxins, a mold-based toxin linked to liver damage and even cancer. While younger individuals might process this exposure without issue, older adults, especially those with weakened liver function or declining detox capacity, may face more serious risks. Even in those without peanut allergies, low-level sensitivities can spark chronic inflammation, digestive issues, or immune flare-ups. And when chronic inflammation already underlies many age-related diseases, like arthritis, heart disease, or cognitive decline, every small irritant can make a difference. Peanut butter, too, is often misunderstood. Unless you're choosing pure, natural varieties, what you're spreading on toast may be packed with hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and sodium. What feels like a comforting bedtime treat might actually spike your blood sugar overnight, worsen joint pain, and leave you feeling fatigued the next morning. These effects are subtle, but over time, they matter. Brazil nuts, when healthy turns harmful. There's a medical saying, the dose makes the poison. Brazil nuts are a prime example. Just one or two contain more than your entire daily need for selenium, a crucial mineral for thyroid and immune health. But here's the problem: most people don't stop at one or two. Their rich, creamy texture makes them easy to overconsume, and that's where trouble begins. Selenium toxicity doesn't announce itself loudly, it creeps in. Symptoms like brittle nails, brain fog, or heart irregularities may be mistaken for aging or side effects of medication. I recall an 80-year-old former engineer who swore by his morning ritual of eating 6 Brazil nuts daily. He believed it kept his memory sharp, but suffered from unexplained fatigue and muscle weakness. It took months to trace the issue back to this seemingly innocent habit. As we age, our bodies lose efficiency in clearing excess minerals, making moderation not just wise, but essential. Candied and chocolate-covered nuts, the deceptive treat. They shimmer on store shelves: glazed pecans, chocolate-coated almonds, sugar-dusted walnuts. They promise indulgence with a health-conscious twist. After all, they're still nuts, right? But appearances are deceiving. For the aging body, these sweetened nuts can wreak metabolic havoc. The sugar alone can cause blood sugar spikes, energy crashes, and increased risk of diabetes. Add syrups or artificial sweeteners, and you're stirring up inflammation throughout the body. And what about the oils used in roasting? Often cheap and processed, these oils strip nuts of their nutrients while adding hidden trans fats and additives that can upset digestion or even interact with medications. The most dangerous aspect is the illusion. These sugary nuts blur the line between snack and dessert, encouraging frequent consumption under the false comfort of, it's just a nut. But when the body is more fragile and inflammation more impactful, these innocent snacks can quietly undermine health. In conclusion, the foods we trust most, because they're familiar or marketed as healthy, are often the ones we question least. For older adults, that unquestioned trust can carry hidden risks. It's not about cutting out all nuts, but about making thoughtful, informed choices. Because when the body speaks quietly, it's up to us to listen carefully. The silent impact of everyday choices, what one snack can teach us about aging wisely. There was once a woman I met. Her name was Margaret, 77 years old, mentally sharp and full of wit. She kept a clear glass jar of chocolate-coated almonds next to her bed. "They help me unwind," she'd say with a smile, enjoying a few each night. But slowly, without realizing it, her blood sugar crept upward, her nights grew more restless, and her daily energy waned. She never suspected that her nightly sweet ritual might be playing a role. And that's the thing about habits, they rarely announce themselves. They tiptoe in. No alarms, just quiet consequences over time. What we rarely discuss, though we should, is how our dietary routines shape our health as we age. In our younger years, the body recovers easily from late-night meals, impulsive snacking, and indulgent cravings. But past the age of 65, our resilience changes. The body's buffer narrows. Recovery slows. What used to be harmless now lingers. Inflammation takes longer to subside. And a seemingly innocent snack can slowly wear down internal systems. It's not that certain nuts are inherently dangerous. The trouble lies in how they're processed, the portions we consume, and the false sense of healthiness we assign to them. They don't damage through toxicity, but through slow accumulation over months or years. This is something I've learned over time, through listening and observing older adults who've navigated aging with strength. Their success wasn't due to strict diets or harsh restrictions, but from paying attention. They became students of their own bodies. They read labels. They noticed how certain foods made them feel, not just right after eating, but hours later. And gradually, without shame or urgency, they adjusted. So, if you're someone who has long trusted cashews, enjoyed peanuts, made a ritual of Brazil nuts, or quietly looked forward to a chocolate almond at night, this isn't a criticism. It's an invitation. An opportunity to pause, reflect, and gently ask yourself, is this food nourishing me, or is it depleting me? Because aging gracefully doesn't mean denying joy. It means choosing joy that strengthens you, physically, mentally, emotionally. Sometimes, that choice begins with something as small as the nut you decide to eat next. If this message resonates with you, please consider sharing it with others. Your support helps us continue creating content that matters. Part 2, Nature's Quiet Defenders, the nuts that support senior health. Not every small thing should be underestimated. Among the modest gifts of nature, nuts stand out, not simply because they're better than junk food or because they pair well with a hot drink, but because a few specific types quietly support the very foundation of healthy aging. After spending years among older adults, I've come to understand, aging isn't just about adding years to life, it's about preserving clarity, presence, balance, and the ability to savor life's small pleasures. The morning sunlight. The scent of coffee. A familiar voice. Some nuts, when chosen intentionally, not indulgently, can help protect these priceless experiences. Here are 4 such quiet guardians. They may not catch your eye, but what they offer is deeply restorative. If the problematic nuts we've discussed chip away at your health, these are the ones that gently build it back, piece by piece. Walnuts, the brain's gentle ally. There's something poetic about how a walnut looks. Its twin lobes, ridged and folded, resemble the human brain. But the connection is more than skin deep. Walnuts are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that helps the body produce the EPA and DHA found in fish oil, critical nutrients for brain health. For older adults who may consume less seafood or have more sensitive digestion, walnuts are a plant-powered alternative that supports mental clarity and reduces inflammation, a root contributor to memory loss, heart issues, and even mood disorders. But their benefits don't stop there. Walnuts contain polyphenol, powerful antioxidants that protect neurons from oxidative stress, which accelerates cognitive decline. Studies even suggest regular walnut consumption may slow Alzheimer's progression and improve working memory. Texture matters too. Walnuts are softer than most nuts, ideal for aging teeth and sensitive gums. They fit easily into a daily routine, stirred into oatmeal, enjoyed with morning tea, or as a midday snack. I once knew Eleanor, 82, who walked every morning in her neighborhood. She always carried 2 things, a folded photo of her late husband and 3 walnuts. One for my mind, one for my heart, and one for the journey, she'd say. Her gait was steady, her eyes clear. Perhaps it wasn't just the nuts, but maybe, just maybe, they played their part. Almonds, steady support for the aging body. Often dismissed as too plain or common, almonds are anything but ordinary when it comes to supporting aging bodies. They are rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects cell membranes, especially in the brain and skin, from oxidative stress. Vitamin E helps maintain memory, while also preserving skin elasticity and resilience, something that becomes increasingly important with age. Almonds also provide magnesium, calcium, and healthy fats that aid in maintaining muscle strength, bone density, and stable blood sugar levels. For older adults dealing with insulin resistance or early-stage diabetes, almonds offer a stabilizing effect. Their natural fats and fiber slow digestion, preventing glucose spikes and energy crashes. One reason almonds are beloved in senior-friendly nutrition is their versatility. Soaked overnight, they become gentle on the stomach. They can be blended, ground into flour, or simply eaten raw. Low effort, high reward. I remember Thomas, a retired woodworker in his 70s, who began adding soaked almonds to his breakfast. He had long struggled with energy dips and blood sugar swings after retiring. Within weeks, his afternoon fatigue lifted. It wasn't a miracle, just a small, consistent change that supported his body where it needed it most. We began by adding just a small handful of almonds to Mr. Leonard's late morning routine, no major changes. 3 months in, his blood sugar readings had evened out. But more telling was what he said to me: "I don't crash after breakfast anymore. I feel more balanced." That word, steady, comes up often among older individuals who begin incorporating almonds into their diets. Not just physically stable, but also emotionally and mentally calmer, less anxious, less drained, more prepared to face the day without dreading exhaustion. Flax seeds, the gentle restorers. If walnuts are champions of the mind and almonds are protectors of strength, then flax seeds are the quiet keepers of equilibrium. Tiny though they are, they carry a powerful combination of plant-based omega-3s, ALA, soluble and insoluble fiber, and lignans, plant compounds known to aid in hormone modulation, especially valuable for postmenopausal women. For aging women navigating symptoms like hot flashes, emotional shifts, or general internal imbalance, flax seeds can bring gentle stability. Their fiber content also promotes digestive health, a blessing for those dealing with sluggish bowels, a common and frustrating reality of later life. A single tablespoon of ground flaxseed daily may help many seniors reduce reliance on laxatives, avoiding the cycle of dehydration and dependency. Emerging research suggests flax seeds can lower blood pressure and improve blood vessel flexibility, key to maintaining cardiovascular health. A stiff heart struggles, circulation suffers. But flax seems to ease the flow. The crucial detail? They must be ground. Left whole, flax seeds often pass through the digestive tract and used. When freshly milled, ideally daily, their therapeutic qualities are released. Stir them into oatmeal, mix into yogurt, or blend into a morning smoothie. No need for excess, 1 spoonful is enough. I remember a woman named Martha, age 78, who had dealt with chronic constipation for years. She disliked prunes and couldn't tolerate bran cereal, but she loved banana smoothies. We added a small scoop of ground flax, and 2 weeks later, she laughed, "I've stopped counting the days. Everything just moves." Pistachios, the cheerful energizers. If almonds provide balance and flax nurtures calm, pistachios are the spark of joy. With their lively green color and satisfying shell, they invite you to pause, to peel, to savor. They're rich in protein, fiber, potassium, and vitamin B6, a nutrient essential for mood stability, brain function, and energy regulation, particularly important as we age. For older adults waking up groggy or hitting afternoon slumps, pistachios may help even out those energy dips. But what makes them truly stand out is their contribution to eye health. They're among the few nuts that contain lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants known to protect vision from age-related decline. For seniors who want to preserve the ability to read, drive, and recognize the faces of those they love, these compounds are crucial. And don't underestimate the mindful process of shelling pistachios. That simple act slows down the pace of eating, turning a quick snack into a more thoughtful, satisfying ritual. In a world where fast consumption often leads to overindulgence, this built-in pause is a blessing. I once knew Charles, a retired sailor living in a coastal cottage. Each evening, as twilight painted the sky, he'd sit by the window with a bowl of pistachios and a book of poetry. "Keeps my hands nimble," he'd say with a grin, "and my mind on lighter things." I think he was right on both fronts. The deeper message, nutrition as a quiet companion. What makes walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, and pistachios special isn't just their nutritional profile. It's how effortlessly they integrate into daily life. They don't demand extreme changes, just consistency. They represent not restriction, but refined choice. Not giving things up, but selecting with care. They reward those who move slowly, those who listen. They encourage you to pay attention not just to the taste, but to how you feel afterward, stronger, calmer, more in tune with yourself. These nuts aren't trendy superfoods. They're timeless allies, reliable, grounding, and quietly powerful. They won't reverse time, but they support the journey of aging with dignity, grace, and vitality. So tomorrow, when you open your kitchen cupboard, maybe you'll reach for a few walnuts. Maybe you'll blend flax into your oats, or shell a handful of pistachios as you enjoy a quiet cup of tea. Let these simple, intentional acts nourish not just your body, but your spirit. Because growing older isn't about making grand gestures, it's about small, meaningful steps, one nourishing bite at a time. If this message resonates, please share it with a loved one. And if you'd like more insights on aging with wisdom and care, consider subscribing to Harvest's Wisdom for gentle, practical advice to help you stay strong, clear, and connected through every stage of life. Your presence means the world. Thank you.